Hey, hello, it's me, your favorite Final Fantasy XIV YouTuber who hates using editing. Yep, that's definitely it. It's not because I don't know how to use it, and today I'm back with another Final Fantasy video. It's crazy how it be, huh? It's almost like I'm addicted to the game. But yeah, the new patch dropped 5.3, and it was fun. It was insane. I got some things right. Uh, I kind of got them right. I didn't necessarily got them right as to how they would happen, but I got the gist of it right. If anything, I felt like my predictions were just too safe because I was like, oh, there's no way they would kill Eldebus, right? Uh, so yeah, but they did, and I probably should have said that. I mean, huge. I'm gonna put it in the title, obviously, that 5.3 spoilers. But if you don't know, 5.3 spoilers. But today I would like to talk about my prediction and theories for 6.0 and the rest of the 5 point something stories, such as 5.4, 5.5, and obviously then leading to 6.0. It is something that I said I would do once 5.3 would drop, and as you can see, here's the video. Yep. So there's a few things I would like to hit on. I actually, it might sound crazy, you might not believe it, but I actually wrote down a few key points that I would like to hit on before starting the video. Like, it's almost like I'm a professional YouTuber, huh? Anyhow, so the first thing I would like to talk about are actually the weapon storyline, because I think that we might see a certain character from the weapon storyline cross into the 6.0. So, as we've seen from the latest quest, everyone expected Rex, the Zayla or Aura. I'm gonna say Zayla because it's just easier to pronounce. Zayla kid with the blue hair to pilot Sapphire weapon, but then they put like a little twist on us and said it was Raikon. I wanna say who piloted Sapphire, even though he had green hair. So yeah, and then a bunch of other things happened. We made Valens, who's a creep. I'm not gonna talk about it too much, but I've seen some people think that there might be something sexual between him and Ali. I genuinely think that he's just a psycho. Like, I genuinely think he's like fucking experimenting on kids. To like try to draw powers from them. So when he said that, oh, Ali, Ali's by the way the only remaining woman, lady, whatever I fucking want to call, kid of Gaius's, because the ones who are still alive are Alphonse, the one with white hair, I believe, or silver, Rex, the one with the blue hair, and Ali, the one with like silver hair. So I think that when he said, because in the end he told her that, oh, come to me, I'm going to draw out your power that is inside of you. I think he meant it very literally. I think what he meant is that, yo, I spent my whole life experimenting on children, and like I have like a bunch of dead children in my closet, right? And like by looking at you, I can say that you have some sort of power inside of you. I think that's what he meant. So what would be my prediction for the remaining weapon storyline? You know what, I'm just gonna go crazy. I think next boss, the emerald weapon, is going to be Alphonse. I think they're not gonna do Rex. I think Rex, ironically, is going to be the last one. I actually had two ideas. The first idea is that the next one is going to be Alphonse, and then it's going to be Ali, and then Rex, the one who was ready to die the most, would survive. But then my other idea is that it's going to be Alphonse, Rex, and Ali would survive. And that's the idea I'm going to go with. So on the back burner, I do have this other idea. So if Rex survives, I can say, hey, I was kind of right. But my official idea is that Alphonse is going to be the boss of Emerald Weapon. It can be either punishment, where Valens can be like, yo, so you failed, so you go do the job next. Or Alphonse just can feel bad and he's like, I'm not going to make my brothers and sisters suffer anymore. I'm going to go do the job, and he will die. Now, as to who will be inside the Emerald Weapon, well, I think it makes sense. It's going to be Gaius. It's not going to be Varys, simply because we very recently fought Varys in the memory thing, so it's not going to be Varys. and then all the other. I'm fairly sure that they put only Legaduses in their weapons, so it cannot be someone like that chick who was under Gaius. Forgot her name, honestly. So it has to be Legatus, and we don't know that many. We know Gabrov, but he's still alive. There's another Gabrov, but given that Varus did not like Fourth Division, Fourth Legion, I guess you can say, and Gabrov, because all of them are non-Garleans, I doubt that we're gonna see Gabrov. And the reason why I speak about Gabrov is because there's the current Gabrov, right, who's the Legatus of the Fourth Legion, which is the Legion of Non-Garleans. But then there's also was Gabrov, his father, who was also Gabrov, and who was Legatus before him. So that's why I'm calling both of them Gabrov. I don't remember their first names. But yeah, I think Alphonse is going to be next. Emerald Weapon is going to be Gaius. It's going to be quite poetic that Alphonse is trying to defeat Gaius by using Emerald Weapon, and then Emerald Weapon is going to end up being Gaius himself. So Alphonse is going to transform to like this twisted version of Gaius, and that could actually be a good characterization moment for Gaius, because I mean this whole expansion is like characterization moment for Gaius, turning him from less of a monster to more of a person. Like he's tired of killing, he's tired of seeing people die, and now he has to watch his children die a horrible death. Like that fucks up with you, you know. That is destroying Gaius. Like I'm not gonna be surprised if by the next expansion, when Alphonse dies, Gaius might just fucking break down, like straight up, and like fucking Sid is gonna comfort him. I'm not gonna be surprised. Like Gaius is going through some hardcore shit right now, and seeing not only his another child of his die, Alphonse, but seeing also this twisted version of him, maybe that's going to give him some idea, because the biggest flaw with Gaius was that Gaius was never a bad person. He was just he just really believed in Garlemald and believed that other people should be brought up by Garlemald, but maybe seeing this twisted evil version of himself will give him a perspective that no, that's how other people saw him, and maybe Gaius is gonna be like, wow, I really was piece of shit, you know? I think he realizes that he was not the best person, but this could just be a nice moment to kind of push the idea further. And then I think the next one, the final one, Diamond Weapon, is going to be Rex. And then I think it's very obvious Diamond Weapon is going to be Emet-Selch. It's just not going to be, you know, Emet-Selch. It's going to be his Garland persona. And I think Diamond Weapon is probably going to be some sort of like a mage creature, since, you know, Emet-Selch and shit. So yeah, I think it could be nice, because even though we knew Emet-Selch as an Asian, we never knew Emet-Selch as a Garlean, so, you know, that could be a nice little thing, you know, nothing big. So, as you can see by this prediction at this point, everyone is dead except Ali, so I think what's gonna happen is that Valence will be successful in pulling out some sort of power from Ali, and we're gonna have a twist with Valence. So, as you can see, his face was obscured. I think they're baiting us. I'm gonna come out and call it like it is. I think they're baiting us. I think they're making this mystery like, oh, we don't know who he is. He might be someone. I think he's not gonna end up being anyone. He's not gonna be someone special. He's going to be no one, because I think he's gonna die. By the end of the weapon storyline, I think he's dying, and he's gonna die by Ellie's hand. So I think what's gonna happen is that he's gonna experiment on her to try to draw her powers out. And once we're done with all the weapons, we, Warrior of Light, and Gaius will come straight for him. And I would love a scene where Valence is just literally losing his shit, because he does not look like a most stable of people. So I just want, like, once he realizes that all of his weapons been destroyed, and Gaius the Black Wolf, whose children he killed, as well as the fucking Warrior of Light, are coming up to his door, I just want him to actually shit his pants. Like, I want him to absolutely fucking shit himself. But then he like looks over at Allie, and maybe it's like at that moment the experiment is complete and she's complete, and he's like, yes, now I have my ultimate weapon. Like, Allie could be maybe he fused something with her, maybe he gave her something, like fucking give her like something similar to Echo, what Fordola and Xenos have. I don't fucking know what he's gonna do with her, but she has some sort of insane power now, right? And so we meet him and he's like laughing at us, right? He's like, I have this weapon with me because he thinks that he has Ali under control because he abused her and shit. And then she just kills him. She just kills him right then and there, just stabs him in the stomach and then decapitates him dead. And then she turns to Gaius and she declares that now she is the legatus of the 7th Legion. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing about the weapon storyline, is that Ellie is going to be the new legatus of the 7th Legion, and that's going to be important later on for my prediction for the main storyline of 6.0, what I think it's going to be. Now, moving from that a little bit, I think that through the weapon questline, the resistant weapon questline, we will learn a little bit about Gabref and the 4th Legion, but I don't think there's going to be anything major. I think what's going to be the key component is that we're going to learn about Gabref. And that brings me all the way to 6.0. What I think is going to be the story of 6.0 is going to be war on Garlemald finally. I think that people will realize that Garlemald is not in the best shape. But it's also a case of Xenos. See, Xenos did not want to take control of Garlemald, yet he did, and the reason why he did is because he wishes to use Garlemald to create war, to enact his plan to fight us. At this point, the only thing Xenos cares about is his friend slash enemy slash possibly lover, Warrior of Light. So I don't think he's going to be the kind of leader who will walk into the room and strategize. Fuck, English, hard. Not theorize, make plans, strategy on how to attack. No, he's probably gonna come up to his legatuses and he will say, listen, Garlemald right now is fucked, you all want control. So here's two options. Go fight the war, and if you win, you can come after me, or you die by my hand. Like, I see Xenos straight up saying this, and I think a few of the legatuses might be like, we're not gonna do this, and he's just gonna kill them right then and there, like immediately, bomb, done. And I think that's going to be the major setup, is that Xenos does not give a fuck as long as you go fight. And that's going to be the key conflict, is that Eorzea and Othard, or I believe that's how you pronounce it, Othard, where Doma is and the such, they will realize that Garlemald is at its weakest right now, but also Garlemald will now press on and not back down. So they will decide that, okay, it's now or never, we're gonna wage war on Garlemald. The reason why I think legatuses are important, because I think that's going to be the key component, is that we will have like maybe 4 to 7 legions remaining from the, I believe there are 14 legions in Garlemald who will remain, and they will be the key force in Garlemald, because once again Xenos is going to be like, go do your thing, pursue your biases if you want, I don't care, not biases, your agendas, you know. I don't give a shit if you want to kill me after that. I don't give a shit what's your idea. As long as you keep fighting, I don't care. And I think one of the key players here will be Ali from the 7th Legion and Gabref from the 4th Legion, who the game will set up in 5.3, 4, and 5. That's why I think setting up Ali and Gabref right now is important, because I think they're gonna come back as the key players in 6.0. And then we also might learn about like few more Garleans, such as maybe, honestly, they might add 3 more legions, like maybe all the others are dead, either from infighting or from Xenos, because they did not want to follow him. So we have 5 legions, you know, in the game you have 6 areas. The 6th area probably going to be Garlemald, that's going to be Xenos' area, and then you have 5 other areas, 5 legion, 1 legatus per region. And also it's a callback to Final Fantasy XII, where you had judges and you had 5 judges, and now you have 5 Legaduses. I think it, come on, I think it fucking writes itself, my guy. So I think that's going to be the setup. And yeah, I think it works. I think it can add some nice variety. I think they can write it in such a sense that it's not going to feel like a gauntlet where you're just like, you know, going after one Legatus after another. In terms of areas, it's going to be like a small part on which I will hit. I think we're going to start in Rabanastet. That is something that I've been calling ever since Stormblood's raid, but I think we're gonna go back to Rabanastet and I think we're gonna free it. I think that's going to be our first area, the Dune of Rabanastet. And then from there we're gonna move into Vieira's jungles. That's going to be the second area. From there we're gonna move into Vieira's mountains, which will cross into Ilzabard, and then the next area is going to be the plains or forest of Ilzabard. We don't really know what the area in Ilzabard is. And then the fifth area, second to last, my prediction is going to be far north of Ilzabard, like maybe we did some hook maneuver to get behind Garlemald, because we do know that the very north of Garlemald is not occupied. That is I might be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that I'm correct, and it's like a weird point that's been brought up once, that the very north of Ilzabard was not occupied because it's just too fucking harsh. So there are some people, and my prediction, that's like a small prediction, but my prediction that up in the north we will meet a Nordic city, because Nordic is one of the themes that Final Fantasy XIV is yet to do, and I'm predicting that this Nordic city is going to be Mikute, Keeper of the Moon place. We're finally gonna Please, Square Enix, look at my character, look at her, give us Keeper of the Moon lore, please, dude. But yeah, that's my prediction. It's more like a wishful thinking. I would just really love to see Keeper of the Moons, who are like very opposite of Seekers of the Sun, as where the Sun ones you have in Thanalan and Dunes, very naked, you know. In you have Keepers of the Moon in Ilzabard in the north, cold, Nordic, very dressed, heavy armor, like fucking fur and shit. I think it can be cool as fuck. So that's my prediction, right? As far as Legatus themselves, I'm not sure how much I can say. I think that Ali might eventually, as far as Ali goes, I honestly think that Ali might be occupying either, if I would have to guess, Ali might be occupying either the mountain pass from from Orthard to Garlemald, because I believe that Vieira's jungles are in Orthard. I'm not entirely sure, but I think. Or she can occupy the cold north part, so she's going to be like the second to last Legatus we face before Xenos. She can either die, or she can turn sides and then die, redeeming herself, or she can just turn sides and be good. Either of those work. I would need to see more of her character. I mean, obviously, maybe 5.4 comes out and she actually pilots Emerald Weapon and she dies. Who knows? But that's my rough idea. Obviously, I cannot speculate for other Legaduses because we don't know other, but I can speculate for Gabref, and I think what's gonna happen is that Gabref is gonna be in Rabanastet because that's his place, right? And then we're gonna wrestle it away from his hands. And maybe that's going to be his plan. Maybe on the surface he's going to make it look like he lost to the glorious Warrior of Light, but in reality he was just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna lose this area on purpose so I can go back to Garlemald, because I think Gabref's ultimate plan will be to backstab Xenos before the end of war. And honestly, I mean, drawing drawing the parallel between our current Gabref and Gabref from Final Fantasy XII, I don't think our Gabref is going to be a good guy. It doesn't look like it, but I do think that he might die from Xenos. I think it might be something like where he tries to attack Xenos and Xenos kills him. I don't know, we'll have to see more of him, which I think we will in the Resistance storyline that is coming in 5.35 in about like what, 5-6 weeks, about that. So those are my major predictions for 6.0. As far as like some more minor predictions, let's talk about Fandaniel. Not sure what to say more about Fandaniel aside from the idea that I think Fandaniel is going to be just pure evil. Like I want Fandaniel, I want and I think Fandaniel will be just pure evil, just kind of like on the level of Kefka. I think after how great and emotional Emet-Selch and Elizabeth were. Um, if Fandaniel is going to be a deep and emotional character, it's just not gonna work. I think the idea they're going for is that Fandaniel is like new generation. Like he still wants to bring Zodiac for whatever reason, be it chaos or power or because he's tempered, right? But he does not care about the old world. Plus he's sundered, so maybe he does not even clearly remembers it. So Fandaniel is gonna be like, you know what I'm gonna do? Just fucking go crazy, you know? I want Fandaniel to be the kind of character who will walk in the bar, throw his gold coins, get everyone drinks, party, have fun, and then randomly set people on fire or some shit like that. Like, just absolute fucking psycho. Like, on the level of Kefka, I'm not kidding, just do it. Like, I think Asian, who's just pure comedic fucked up evil, I think it's gonna work, and it's especially gonna work well with Xenos because at this point Xenos is just so fucking done with life. Like, all he cares about is us, and I think that's going to be another thing that they're gonna focus on. Hopefully, the writer for Shadowbringer, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry. I want to say Yoshikawa, but am I being incorrect about it? Most likely I'm incorrect about it, but she's a great writer. She's incredible. Like, she genuinely did such an amazing job with Shadowbringer. It's fucking insane. She's great. She's stupidly fucking great, right? And I think that she might give us finally more insight in Xenos' character. When it comes to Xenos, people either hate him or love him. I'm one of the people who loves him, and I still hope that we're gonna see more insight, and I think we will. I think the major thing about Xenos is that he's a yandere. Like, he's actually a yandere, and I think that's what we're gonna see more of. We're gonna see more of the idea that he never connected with people. He was used as just a weapon by his father Varys, and the only person he genuinely like connects to and understand is us. And that gives him weird feelings he never had before, and the only way he can express them is through fighting and desire to be killed by us. I'm actually not gonna be surprised if the way we meet Fandaniel and Xenos is gonna be like we're crossing into Ilzabard, we find some sort of city, we'll go to a bar, and Fandaniel is just there. He's just there, getting drinks, he sees us, and he's like, oh, Warrior of Light, I wanted to say thank you for killing Emet-Selch and Elidibus. And we're just fucking dumbfounded, and before we can even answer, Zeus just jumps out of nowhere, fucking attacks us like a huge fucking grin on his face. But then he has to retreat because Fandaniel is like, Xenos, like, I know you're fucking excited, you have a huge boulder, you have a huge ass, but we need to bail for now because, you know, we have a plan. And Xenos is like, fine, fair, you know. I think that's going to, I would actually love something like that for Xenos to clash with us, so Xenos can feel how much stronger we are now, because my prediction right now is that we're a fair bit stronger than Xenos. Even if you want to say that we were just 1% stronger than Shinryu Xenos combination, that would still make us about 5% stronger than Xenos himself. And like at this point, I'm confident saying we're about 10 to 15% stronger than Xenos, maybe even 20. So I think that once we clash, I think Xenos is gonna feel that we're stronger, and he's gonna be like, okay, good, you're stronger, now I need to get stronger, which is goes back to my other little theory I had, that I had the theory that Xenos is going to pick up the Odin sword, and he's gonna absorb the power of Odin, and that's going to give him power up, and then eventually that's gonna lead to him taking control of a bigger primal to finally fight us. And even if it's not going to be Odin, I still think that Xenos is going to get some sort of smaller power up before getting a big power up, because he needs a small power up to be on the same level with us, because right now I think he's quite weaker than us. Well, not quite, not like hugely weaker, but like, well, fairly weaker than us, yeah. I would imagine that the fight between us right now would kind of be like a fight, like our second fight with Xenos. Like, he can probably land a few hits on us, maybe a scar or two, but ultimately we're just gonna fucking one-tap him, right? Speaking of him absorbing someone, a lot of people speculated that he might absorb Zodiac, or that Fandaniel's plan might be to bring Zodiac through Xenos. I think that Xenos might take control of Heidelin. I think Xenos might suck Heidelin and get her power. As where we might learn more about Zodiac and maybe get closer with Zodiac. One of my ideas was that Xenos might take control of Heidelin, we might get Zodiac's power, like maybe we finally meet him and he's like, you know, I'm done. I will cease to exist, but before that, I will give you my power so you can vanquish Heidelin. And I'm not saying Heidelin will be evil, but maybe Xenos will find a loophole through which he can take control of her, because the way I see it, Zodiac is a very, like, empathetic person, as where Heidelin is a very calculated person. Or at the very least, it seems that way for now. But one of my other ideas was that Xenos might actually not take control of Heidelin or Zodiac. Xenos might find whatever thing that killed ancients, you know, the thing that created sound, that fucked them all up. We still don't know what was it, and they might pull a huge twist on us where Xenos instead finds that thing and uses that thing, whatever that is. Probably it's honestly some sort of weapon that was sent by a space race, you know, the same race who created Omega. That's a possibility. Maybe they saw this race of ancients and they were like, yo, those guys are cool, they can use magic, we cannot use magic, and maybe they're gonna they send it a weapon at them. And that's my final prediction for 6.0. We're gonna learn about more about Azem. As you know, at this point, it's without a doubt, Azem is Warrior of Light. That's who we used to be. So we will learn more about Azem, and maybe in process learn about the thing that caused the sound. And I think that the thing and possible creators of that thing, or where it came from, might be the setup of the villains for 7.0, but that's just going way too fucking far. A few smaller points which I would like to hit on is the Shobil. I'm not gonna talk about Shobil theory here, but the main, like, long story short, the idea is that Shobil is somehow either Emet-Selch, or it's a part of Emet-Selch that he created to watch over us before dying. I think that's going to be the thing. I think we're going to see Shobil in the Source in 5.5. And once again, I don't think it's Emet-Selch. Some people throw out the idea that it might be the Emet-Selch, or it might be like we might bring back Emet-Selch using Shobil. I don't think that's the idea. I think what happened is that Emet-Selch might have taken like a part of his soul or something like that and created a small minion out of it, which he sent out to watch over us. He left a crystal for us, so you know, it's going to be like it's going to be pretty much a shade of Emet-Selch. But I think that's what it's going to be. I think that's how they will kind of low-key bring Emet-Selch back, kind of in a way. And while it might dampen his death to some people, it does not to me, and it also kind of makes sense. Like, Emet-Selch was this amazing mage of Eld. He was like super smart and shit, so I mean, surely he had some sort of like safety net, like, you know, like, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna leave this little shade of myself behind to watch over my friend, because he did leave our crystal for us after all. Another small thing is that maybe we're gonna learn that Xenos used to be this person we see with Venet. You know, Venet, who went on to create Heidelin. The person who was next to them seemed rather aggressive and zealot. There's no ground for that theory. It's just something that I just came up with on the spot because it could be nice. Because, I mean, come on, Xenos had to be someone, right? Like, someone important. But who knows? And then the final thing is that I wish we're gonna see more of Fordola and Lise. I think we're definitely gonna see Fordola and Gaius. You know, Gaius is gonna play a key role because it's going to be liberation of his beloved Garlemald. Now he might die, he might live and then go on to build a better Garlemald, or he might liberate it and then leave, you know. But he's going to definitely play a part, and I think Fordola is going to play a part. After all, she was brought up in the Summoners questline, and I think she's going to play a part. There's going to be her kind of redemption arc. And Lise, I do hope they... Because here's the thing. If they're not gonna give more characterization to Lise in 6.0, they never will. So I hope they will in 6.0, and honestly, just make a romance angle between Fordola and Lise. It will work. It will definitely fucking work. Just do it, you bunch of pussies. And then if I can hit on the last thing that I would love to see in 6.0 is just more of Word of Light and Graha being just friends and adventuring together and enjoying their time, because honestly, Word of Light deserves some fucking therapy. Like, think about all the shit they went through in Shadowbringer, all the fights, I mean, Emet-Selch, and then Elidibus, all the friends they lost. And then you think on the Yorha raid, have you seen the latest boss? Have you seen Compound? Like, listen, Word of Light needs therapy, and I think the best therapy for Word of Light right now is Graha. And I know some people were like, oh, they felt like it was kind of cheap. Honestly, I'm just happy for Word of Light. Like, I love Word of Light as a character. I see them as a genuine character, not just as myself. And I love their character. And, like, they need some love. They need some love, they need some therapy, because fuck me, the shit they go through, dude. Plus, I think we can have some comedic moments with Graha and Alice here, where Alice is just fucking jealous as fuck, pretty much. I mean, we've seen her being jealous because of Fe'ul. So, I think it can be quite nice. And with that, my predictions for 6.0 are over. The video is 32 minutes, not bad, quite a long video. And if I might make any closing remarks is go out, enjoy the game, leave your thoughts below if you agree or disagree, and Square Enix, Yoshi P, if you're watching, give us Fel Minion, you fucking cow.